Humans who look like us have been around for about 200,000 years. The exact timeline is debated, but it's roughly 200,000 years. Early humans spread across the globe, and their traces can be found everywhere. Not just in Africa or Asia, but in every corner of the world. And for all that time, everywhere humans went, one animal was right there with us, the wolf. The dogs you see today didn't exist back then. They all came from wolves. In ancient times, one of humanity's absolute worst enemies was the wild wolf. It's incredibly fascinating how one of our fiercest, most relentless predators turned into our greatest companion. How does an animal with such primal savagery become such a gentle, loving friend? History shows that around 100,000 years ago, early humans took control of Eurasia. Across this vast territory, their main rivals were wolf packs, and fighting them was no easy task. Wolves had abilities humans lack it. They could smell a person from a mile away. They hunted in highly coordinated packs, and their jaw strength was over 300 pounds per square inch, enough to easily crush bone. They took down massive, powerful prey by working together. They still do. They use their howls to coordinate and surround their target. Whichever way the prey turns, the wolves attack from behind, while the ones in front simply watch and wait. This brilliant tactic keeps them from getting hurt. But humans hunted the exact same way. We would surround a mammoth and attack it from behind. However, not all wolves were these dangerous pack hunters. Some wolves just didn't fit in. They were lone wolves, hunting small prey all by themselves. These lone wolves didn't act tough because they knew they were alone, and they were especially afraid of humans. Scientists actually believe this very fear is what led to our friendship. Slowly, their fear of humans faded. They started creeping closer to human camps. When humans were eating, they'd see this timid animal standing nearby and toss it a scrap of meat. Just like that, the wolf got a free, filling meal. And right there, in those moments, man's best friend was being formed. The wolves that became domesticated eventually split off from the fierce pack hunters. They stayed close to humans, but physically, they still looked exactly like wolves. Take a look at this animal in the footage. His name is Dogger, and he is 18,000 years old. He was found perfectly preserved in the Siberian ice. Scientists still can't say for sure if he's a dog or a wolf, but his teeth are definitely all wolf. Over time, scientists noticed that domesticated wolves lived much longer than wild ones. They grew closer and closer to humans. They helped early humans hunt, tracking down prey so the humans could go in for the kill. They were also the ultimate alarm system, barking and fighting off any predators that got too close. Scientists estimate that dogs were the very first carnivorous animals to be domesticated. These early dogs adapted to human life incredibly fast. They didn't just become tamer, they got smarter. They learned to respect their owners and follow commands. But keep in mind, they weren't exactly dogs yet. They were still domesticated wolves. From about 3,000 years ago, the differences really started to show. Through evolution, their snouts got shorter, their height decreased, and their teeth lost that extreme wolf-like sharpness. As they evolved alongside humans in different climates, they took on different shapes. Some got shorter snouts, some longer. Some became tall and lean from running, while guard dogs developed shorter, more muscular legs. These changes took thousands of years, but dogs embedded themselves so deeply into our lives that by the time human civilizations arose, dogs were everywhere and highly respected. In ancient Egypt, they were loved so much that they were even mummified. In ancient Persia, they were incredibly popular, featured in historical inscriptions and statues. For instance, there's a statue of a Persian Mastiff found in the ancient Apadana Palace, which is now sitting in the National Museum of Iran. It's estimated to be about 2,400 years old. This breed still exists today, known as the Sarabi dog, and it's one of the strongest in the world. So, dogs evolved naturally alongside us until the 19th century. During the peak of the British Empire, the British traveled the globe and discovered all these wildly different dogs. Collecting and crossbreeding dogs from around the world became a huge hobby for the wealthy elite. They mixed breeds relentlessly, creating hundreds of new types of dogs in every shape and size imaginable. But this reckless, unregulated breeding led to a lot of weak and sickly dogs. Many small breeds today suffer from severe breathing problems, weak spines, and chronic back pain. We've bred them to a point where they absolutely depend on us to survive, and it's true. Dogs genuinely need humans. Over thousands of years, their behavior has evolved to mirror human toddlers. Studies show that a dog has the emotional intelligence of a 2-year-old human. They understand almost everything, but just can't speak. That's why they do all those cute, playful things. Dogs are so emotionally connected to us that they read our every mood. If you're sad, they know it. If you're happy or angry, they feel it. They will actively try to comfort you when you're down, calm you when you're mad, and celebrate with you when you're joyful. Science has proven that the bond between a dog and its human actually triggers the release of oxytocin in both of their brains. Oxytocin is the love hormone. It's the same hormone that gives you a feeling of deep peace and warmth when you hug someone you love. Dogs are quite literally experts at loving their humans. As we've seen, they are creatures that depend entirely on us. Look at stray dogs, for example. In many countries, strays are taken in, cared for, and adopted into loving homes. That's why you rarely see strays in those places, since we've shaped them to be by our side for thousands of years. It is ultimately our responsibility to help and protect them.